Look at that car. I am super excited about this car. I actually bought it a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't do a video on it because when it came in, it had a couple of problems, which we're going to talk about shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, today's video is on my favourite purchase of the month, maybe, an E90 M3 Saloon. I cannot believe I've not done it. Well, do you know what? I did do a video on one of these cars a few years ago. By the way, shout out to Car Vertical for sponsoring this video. We're going to go through one of their checks shortly when we get into the car in the warm because it is freezing. But yeah, I bought one of these cars a few years ago. I've had a few in stock since, but I've never really done one of these style of videos on this car. By the way, if people are a bit confused that we're still in the old bin car, that's because I'm sort of filming ahead. I don't want you to feel confused. I'm not here no more, thank God. We've moved on. Not too sure what I've moved on to yet because I don't actually know where I'm going to be at, but you lot probably know well by the time this video goes live where I'm at. Yeah, probably makes no sense, but yeah, I'm not here anymore. All right. So yeah, this one here is an LCI car. They facelifted them in 2009, I think 59 onwards. Obviously a V8, 414 brake horsepower, weighs about 1,600 kilos, naturally aspirated. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. And as you can probably tell from that clip, this car is not stock, okay? It's actually, I think it's a stage 2 tune car, but it's decatted for sure. It's louder than usual. Even from factory, they're super loud, but this one is louder than any other M3 that I've ever had in my life. We recently done a video on the Audi RS4, the B7. That was also a straight pipe car, and that sounded mental. Now, unfortunately, I've sold that car. It would have been great to do a sound test between both of them, but I'll put some clips on the screen now so you can sort of compare. They're two great cars to compare to each other because they were, you know, they were competitors in life. The RS4 against the M3, and another car worth mentioning in this W204 C63 AMG. Now, we have done draggy times on all of these cars, and we're going to see when we go out for a drive shortly how they all compare from 20 to 70 miles an hour, right? But before we do that, let's take a little wander around this one. So obviously being an LCI car, the main two things that you've got on an LCI car were the rear lights, they're LED rear lights, they look super cool. And on the interior, the later iDrive system, which I think until you use the later one, the old one doesn't seem too bad at all, but when you start using the newer one, it's a nice refresh, it's a nice update. So at the back of the car, you've got a 4 exhaust, giving that beefy look, and obviously with all M3s, this is what I love about BMWs, you've got massive arches, which, to be fair to Audi RS4, Audi put big arches on that as well, but then on the C63 AMG, they didn't. But then saying that, one cool fact about C63 AMG is obviously they're a 6.2 litre V8 naturally aspirated engine, so a lot bigger in size to the M3. The M3 is 414 brake horsepower, this C63 is 450 brake horsepower. The M3's got 295 pounds-feet of torque, whereas the C63 AMG, I can't remember off the top of my head, there we go, 442 pounds-feet of torque. So they've got so much more torque than the M3s, and it does make the M3 sort of, when you drive them side by side, I did do a comparison video, go and check that out, or we'll link that up in whichever top corner it is. These do feel a little bit sluggish in comparison, and if you look at the leaderboards, you'll see that the W204 C63 AMGs, they're quite high up, so I don't think we're going to come anywhere close to that, but one car that we can compare this to is the F30 335D. They're about 310 horsepower, 465 pounds-feet of torque, and we did do 20 to 70 miles an hour on one of them, and I think we've done it in 5.08 seconds. So I think that's got to be the go-to car. Imagine being at the lights in an M3 and you've got a newer shape 335D part next to her. You're going to think the M3 is going to win. I don't know who's going to win, but we will find out shortly, all right? So back to the visuals of the car. I love the fact that this is a saloon. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a coupe. I say it all the time. Them extra back doors, they are a bonus, yeah? They are a massive bonus. They make life easier when daily driving any car, right? And the fact that they offered this car as a saloon, I think is a great thing. Obviously, it was offered as a convertible as well, so you've got variations, you've got options, but the fact that this is a saloon is amazing. What is also quite cool with this car is they are super rare, man. We're going to jump on AutoTrader shortly. We're going to look at what cars are currently available. But if you want a saloon LCI, it's a DCT gearbox car, by the way, V8 M3, there is not many available at all, and they are quite pricey as well, right? So we're going to talk about prices, look at values, look at comparables online as well. Shift round to the front, Nick. Now, visually from the front, the facelift cars don't actually have any differences, I don't think. Do they have slightly different headlights? Pretty sure they don't, but either way, whether they do or not, look at the front end of that car. I love the fact that it's white with the little black touches. It's got satin black CSL style wheels as well, which look amazing. And I did mention as well that this car, when it came in with a little problem. Throttle body. Throttle body is a common issue. It's also got a battery issue. We've got a battery on order. It's not here yet, so I am hoping that we manage to get it started and get it out on the roads successfully when we go out for a drive, all right? Let's go into the inside. Side grills as well, look at them arches, man. Look at the depth of them arches. So nice, man, full of character. Before we go into the front, let's look into the back. This car's very safe spec colour options. White body, black interior, black wheels, just nice looks, all in all. And in the back, yeah, it's just the back seats of a 3 Series BMW, basically. So nothing too exciting there, but it does have these wonderful back doors, which you not know I love. Bit of dirt there, it's a bit annoying. Muddy yard, yeah. I'm hoping that by the time this video goes live, all this will be gladly a thing of the past. If you didn't see the recent video that went up talking about that situation, I don't even know how to talk about it right now, because currently I'm filming on the 12th of January, so I don't really know where I'm going to be at by the time this video goes live. Fingers crossed, positive mind on that, I'm hoping for the best. DCT, of course, which I just mentioned, flappy paddles, it's just a really nice place to be. Obviously on the interior, the facelift LCI system, the controls are a little bit more modern looking than the pre-LCI cars, so that's also quite nice. I think what we need to do though, guys, get the engine started, get it warm, throw a camera up in the window, go through HPI. I need to show you my new Enter Edge platform, which is now available to car traders as well. We're going to do a valuation check on this car as well, and we've got so much to do, car vertical as well. So let's get in the warm, get a camera in the window, get on to the next chapter of the video. In the warm, I suppose, I mean, I do have a long sleeve jacket. I moan about the cold all the time. I feel like I do. I don't actually moan about the cold all the time, but in videos, I seem to mention the temperature a lot. But I do have a long sleeve jacket, but it's just so convenient having a short, you know, you ain't a proper car trader until you've got a short sleeve jacket, are you? So, yeah, I just need to stop bloody moaning about it. Bonnet bulge, that's what we need to talk about. That bonnet bulge, I mentioned the arches, the overall, like the looks of this car, the beefy, bold looks that it's got. But that bonnet bulge, as soon as you get in the driver's seat of this car and you look over the front end, it's just such a nice feature. What's funny about filming here, again, reminders of why I want to move on, is Miss Trunchbull has just been lurking around, and it's like you can't do nothing. You know, like when I feel like I've done something wrong. I'm not doing nothing wrong, I'm just filming a video. But she sort of looks, and because you're angry, looks and like, as if I am the biggest criminal on the planet Earth. A bit like, you know, when you're driving down the road and you've got tax, you've got insurance, you're completely legit, and then there's a police car behind you. You sort of think, am I doing something wrong? Like you're doing 30 miles an hour, 29 just to be certain. You look in your mirror and he's still there and he's looking at, I must have done something wrong, but you haven't done nothing wrong. But for some reason it just messes with your head a little bit. But that's my life at the minute. Anyway, we're here to talk about M3, right? On to better things. That's what the overall goal is in life for everyone in general. Always move on to better things, yeah? Let's not let anything in life get on top of us or drag us down. So, let's, should we start the engine first? I think I need to do that because it'll keep me warm. Hopefully it does start because we've got this battery issue. 3, 2, 1. No problem at all. I even like, I know this is a strange analogy, but the speed of the starter motor, it sort of like fires really quickly, it spins really quickly. I just like that. And then obviously this big V8 comes to life, which is slowly becoming extinct, which is why these cars are slowly creeping up in value as well. The fact that it's a V8 naturally aspirated, people just absolutely love them. Petrol light is on, shock, has got a bit of juice in it though, so it's not the end of the world. What we're going to jump straight onto is, where do we start? Where do we start, guys? Here we go then. HPI is very brief. There's not much information on here at all. It's telling me that it's got a plate transfer, GJ60RAX, by the way. 5 registers are clear, and then we've got the basic data of the car. 1 former keeper, which is really nice. 4 litre petrol auto. There's not really a lot to say. NMR checks all good. But if we head over to car vertical, I think that's worth doing. Go to that one there, that's it. Mileage is good. It's not stolen, not been in any accidents. Finance is good, and we've got the whole timeline on the car, which you lot have seen in previous videos before. This is so important. You can do yourself a car vertical check. By the way, this is available to the public. I will link them in the description below. HPI, my trade platform, that is a trade only platform. Car vertical do offer these checks to you lot, so if you do want to do one, link in the description below. Use my code CCD to get a little discount as well. All right, so there's the mileage check there. Just shows you a graph showing that the mileage is steady. First few years it done 42,000 miles, and from there onwards it hasn't done a crazy amount of mileage each year at all. Currently on 87,362 miles, so it's a really, I wouldn't say it's massively low, but it's low mileage for the age of the car for definite. All right, so does all the mileage checks and all of the crash, just checks across the bloody world. Like there's checks and checks and more checks. They'll show you a valuation there. These valuations, they're not amazing, but we're going to talk more on valuation shortly, because I think that is, obviously it's a massively important part of a used car. You want to get your valuations right. So yeah, they're saying in the region of £17,700, or when the seller is a company, £18,369. We're going to jump on AutoTrader shortly and go through what's available on the market. And this particular check is not too informative because it's all good, you know, and on YouTube we love horror stories, but I will show you an example of a check that is a horror story now. Here we go, look, prime example. This V8 BMW M3 has been in a smash, but you'd never know it from doing a usual car check. But with a car vertical check, you'll see all of the photos from where it was at the salvage auction after it had the accident. And that will give you a good idea why you need to be checking your car, right? So again, I will link car vertical in the description below. Now if we head over to my system, enter reg.com. This is a trade only platform. Unfortunately, this is not available to the public, but if you're a car trader, you want to sign up, it is actually free to sign up. Parking sensors, it's got parking sensors. And basically what this platform does, it's just a dashboard available for the car trade. It will link you to private sellers. It will also allow you to do bookkeeping, invoices. You can see all of that on the left here. There's a dashboard as well showing you your stock, your customers, everything all in one. You can also feed your cars to your own website, which we provide, and to AutoTrader again, which we provide. So trade to trade platform there. We won't talk about that in today's video, but we will talk about the most important thing that we're currently talking about is valuation. So there you can see our list of valuations, and car number 4 there is GJ60RAX. And if we click on that valuation, you'll see that there is 2 different valuations provided there, cap valuation and AutoTrader. Cap is provided by Experian. AutoTrader, of course, is provided by AutoTrader themselves. The retail value according to cap is £22,250, and then the retail value according to AutoTrader is £20,800. Now if we head over to AutoTrader itself, which is it's a great guide for prices on cars. It is like the go-to place for the used cars, not just the used car market, new cars as well. So they are the dominant leader in the car industry for classified ads. So if we type in BMW M3 from 4 litre, if we look at body type, you'll see that there is 58 convertibles, 100 coupes, and only 17 saloons. All right, so if we click saloon, and then we also go to from year 2009, this is just going to show you how rare these cars are. There is only 10 2009 onwards cars available on the used market currently. Price low to high. That one there has done 97,000 miles, and that's 18,995. That is an LCI car. Great example, very well priced. Someone needs to be snapping that car up. Very, very nice looking thing. There's that one there at £20,500 in Silverstone Blue, which is a great colour with the original wheels, showing lower price, done 85,000 miles in Brighton. And then there's our one there just above, £21,094, and it's got an indication to say that it's a good price. All right, this car's got full service history by BMW, and it's got one former keeper from new, which is obviously quite a nice thing as well. All right, so that gives you an idea what the car's valued at, somewhere between £20,000 and £22,000. All right, so what we're going to do now is, the car is warm. It's definitely warm. It's been running for a while. We need to hit the road. I'm going to get the heated seat on. I'm going to get the windscreen heater on as well, because we need to clear that screen, and we need to see what draggy times we can do, don't we? Because we need to see how it compares to that F30. Because we need to see how it compares to the 335D. I've not talked enough about the sound of this car. Like, I know I briefly mentioned it earlier, but it sounds bloody ridiculous. If I undo that window, currently just in normal drive mode, by the way. the deepness of that roar is a joke, man. It's a bloody joke. It is so loud. I don't know if it's louder than the RS4 because that car was ridiculous as well, but they're definitely on par. Listen to that. Listen to how good that sounds. So what you have also got the option to do in this car is select the M button, and that puts it into the M mode, and you can customize that on the dash as well, by the way. I've got the gearbox in sports mode, the DSC in M dynamic mode. It's damp today, I want to be a little bit careful. Power in Sport Plus, Servotronic in Sport, and then we've got the shift lights on as well. So it's really cool that you can do that. And now, so we are in manual. Listen to them downshifts. Listen to that, man. And like I said earlier, it's not an overwhelming amount of power. Like, don't expect this thing to set the world on fire, because it doesn't. It's a fast car, don't get me wrong, but it's not crazy fast. I think one battle that the E90 M3 had when it came out, listen to that, man. This is the bumpy road, by the way. Look how well it just coped with the bumpy road, which is quite a sad moment, because this could be the last time we ever drive down the bumpy road on this channel. We'll find a new route, we'll do better things, don't worry. Listen to that, man, listen to that car. But yeah, what I was gonna say is the challenge that the E90 M3 had was it had to better the E46 M3. E46 M3 is 343 horsepower, naturally aspirated from a 6-cylinder, 3.2 litre engine. This has got like, what, 60, 70 horsepower more. It had to look better, perform better, and be an all-round better car. And do you know what it is? It's a better car. But the E46 M3 in my heart it's just got a special place, man. I love them. But these things here, because of all the mod cons, everything that it offers, this thing. The iDrive offers sat nav. You know, it's got a nice functionality to it. It doesn't offer much more than that. It's got Bluetooth phone, which the E46 M3 doesn't have. And I think you can get DAB available as a spec option in these cars. I don't think this car has that. But you've got a little bit more stuff that you would use on a daily driver. So I think the E90 M3 does offer a lot more. It sounds probably better as well. It performs a little bit better. And yeah, I suppose it is just an all-round better car. By the way, you can buy one of these for as little as £15,000 at the minute. Less than that, you get a categorised one, but a straight car, 15 grand. It'll be a pre-LCI with a bit of mileage, but what a car for the money, man. What a car for the money. So, another little downshift. Should we do that again? It literally sounds like, I said this in the RS4 video as well. Sounds like an American muscle car, doesn't it? Let's, I don't know how draggy times are going to go because the conditions are not ideal, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Let's do it. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. This is not ideal conditions. The rain is coming down a lot worse than what it was just now. But it just done it really good. Now, before I look down at the time, the RS4 done it in 4.85 seconds. The 335D done it in 5.08 seconds. The RS4 is 420 horsepower, so similar power to this, but that's a manual gearbox. That's four-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive. We're going to do 2 more runs, but I'm now going to reveal to you what run number 1 was. Wow. The M3 just beat the RS4. It done run number 1 in 4.66 seconds. We're going to do 2 more runs. I might do them on cam. I'll film them anyway. I might include them in the video or not. Or I might not. I don't know. But we'll do them. See what the fastest time is. And I'll come back to you shortly and see where it falls on the leaderboard. But that is an amazing time. By the way, the manual gearbox car is half a second slower statistically to 60, from 0 to 60, than the DCT car. So dual clutch gearbox. It's a good gearbox, by the way. Really good. I love it. But I thought that was quite an interesting little stat as well. Be back to you in a bit. So yeah, a verified time of 4.58 seconds was the fastest time we've done on all our 3 runs. And if you look at the draggy leaderboards, 2 W204C63 AMGs, done a Saloon, that's 450 brake stock car, that done it in 4.38, and then the coupe done it in 4.40 seconds. I don't know why there was a slight variation, not that it really matters. This done it in obviously 4.58, so it ain't a lot slower than that at all. I am super impressed. Just sits between the Toyota Supra, which is 405 brake horsepower with a ZF gearbox, and the BMW i8 360 horsepower. People put them cars down, but they perform unbelievably well, I suppose, because they're a hybrid. They're just really instant power delivery. That done it in 4.58 0.57 seconds, all right? So yeah, I am super impressed with that. Loads quicker than the RS4 Saloon. I think what we need to do is summarize this video on, do you know what I just noticed? When you click it in drive, which I've done, I put it in automatic mode, it actually slows down the speed of the gearbox as well. So there is a potential that we might have done it even faster than that, because the gearbox is currently in speed 2. We've got 5 speeds in total, so we might have done it faster now. I don't know, either way, I'm still impressed with the time. And let's go back to the seat, because I've got a little bit more room. Stick that front camera on and proceed with summarizing this video. 50 mile an hour, Calv. Obey the speed limits. So I think, what's the summary of this car? Low end power delivery, it's just not massively, it's not all about the low end power, it's all about 5k upwards. When you rev this thing out through the gears, it feels super fast, but on the normal drive, a bit like a Civic Type R, I say that generally naturally aspirated engines all feel like, I say a Civic Type R, every car going. The C63s though, I do feel like they've got a bit more of a fiery throttle response to them. They just feel a bit more lively than an E90 M3, but that aside, performance wise, they've come really close to it. For me personally, keeping all 3 cars in mind, the RS4, the E90 M3 and the C63 AMG, which one is my personal favourite? I think the answer to that is I don't actually know, but I can tell you that my least favourite is probably the RS4, only because a manual gearbox with 4 drive is something that I talk about a lot. I just don't think that goes together too well on one of them cars. I don't know, is that my reason why? I think I just love these M3s, and I really love W204 C63 AMGs as well. They are absolute beasts, aren't they? So, but yeah, all in all, great investment, possible daily driver, something that everyone would be proud to have on their driveway, and something that I know so many of you lot have probably gone on AutoTrader yourselves and looked at and thought, do you know what? I can see myself in one of them. So yeah, from 15 grand upwards to 20 grand, you're gonna get yourself a pre-LCI. From 20 grand upwards, you're gonna get yourself an LCI, and you can, if you're really lucky, find yourself a nice saloon, and just, yeah, you'll absolutely love it. All right, so guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, leave it as that. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. This is probably the last video at the current bin car, or the old bin car, but do hit subscribe if you're new, hit like if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, I will link Car Vertical in the description below if you want to do yourself a little check. Do that, supports the channel, supports them, and they do a brilliant job of what they do. All right.